Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Red Devils Corner Kick podcast, a podcast dedicated to Manchester United Club. I almost said football squad. I hope everyone has been enjoying their week. It's a very late Wednesday. Depending where you are, it's going to be potentially an early Thursday morning episode of the podcast. But yes, lots to go on today. Friday is a big one. We have a match against Chelsea. We also have the Europa League final, which is next Wednesday. So it's a matter of what we're going to see for Friday, and that's going to kind of determine it because, again, it's been almost kind of, I wouldn't say it's going to be a week in between, but there's been some time in between. And the question is, what's the roster going to look like? So before we go on to discuss Friday, don't forget to hit subscribe, whether you're following on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts, as well as follow on Instagram, TikTok, and also on X as well for social media. But yes, we're 2 days away, or day and a bit away from the match on Friday. Friday was supposed to be originally this Sunday. Our time got moved due to the Women's FA Cup final, which is Chelsea versus United. Definitely trying to avoid conflict, especially last year where we had Arsenal and the men's team playing Arsenal, and then the women's who were in the FA Cup final as well at the same time. So you had two games going on at the same time. So it was kind of hard to watch if you were a United fan because some were not going to be able to make it because they're going to be watching Arsenal versus United. And from what I remember last year, because it was close to the title run, trying to determine who was going to win the Premier League last year. I believe the game for Man United last year was supposed to be originally on a Saturday. That got bumped to the Sunday because of what was going on with Arsenal, because Arsenal could have potentially be winning the league and the race for the winning of the Premier League as well. So, yeah, but this time around, obviously, we changed it back. Well, no matter what, it was going to get changed anyways because of what we're doing next Wednesday, which is the Europa League final in Bilbao. So, but let's not focus on that. That's going to be another episode looking into that. But this game, it's a question of what the squad's going to be like, what our questions are going to be. We're not going to be seeing Jadon Sancho, but we will be seeing a good Chelsea squad that has to try to win on Friday. This is a big one for them. It is. It's an important game for Chelsea fans. It's an important game for Chelsea squad in general, just because of the ramifications. We have the fight for Champions League, 5 spots. I've mentioned it before in previous episodes, but there is a big list, or I wouldn't say a big list. I should choose my words carefully. But there is we have a big race from second to sixth. It's at least 5 points between the two. I think what the main focus is, I think second is out of, well, let me just take a look here. Because again, so just doing my math. My math can sometimes be horrific. Arsenal sitting at 68. We have Newcastle at 66, Man City at 65, Chelsea and Aston Villa both at 63, but Chelsea with the tiebreaker. But when we're looking at it here, it's a matter of what it's coming down to. The advantage is Chelsea and Aston Villa are facing Man United in their final games. But let me just get the EPL fixtures. I just want to make sure what's going on for the final two, just because it's a little big. It's a little important. So So Villa's got Tottenham. So Villa's playing Tottenham and Man United for the final 2 games. You're going to face Tottenham, which is preparing for a Europa League final, and you have Man United that's going to be recovering from an FA Cup final. So you have Villa that's going to be there. You have Man United and Chelsea, obviously Friday, which I'm going to be talking about today because, and then you have Nottingham Forest. That's going to be the game of the week to watch, as Nottingham Forest is sitting in 7th. So they're going to be trying to play catch up on that. So Nottingham Forest is at 62 points. There's no way Nottingham Forest could get up to where Arsenal is. And Arsenal has, who does Arsenal have for the final 2? That's what Arsenal's got. Nope, that was last week. Where am I here for the final 2? Come on, learn how to use the internet. All right, so there we go. Arsenal have Newcastle, so that's an important game for them. And then who's their last game? Southampton. So we could potentially see Arsenal bottle, because again, yes, you have Southampton, who has been the worst team in the Premier League, face Arsenal, which they need to fight. They could be out for Europa, they could be out for Champions League, they could end up maybe I think the best they can finish is Europa. Even if they lose to Southampton. So yeah, they'll drop to 6th and could potentially lose Champions League. But the games to watch, like Aston Villa is the team to watch. They have the luxury of those final 2. Chelsea is facing Man United. They have Nottingham Forest, which again, Nottingham Forest is going to try and fight for a spot. They're not too far off from a Champions League. Newcastle has Everton, and City have Fulham. And then City and Bournemouth, and then who does Forest have? And West Ham. So it's going to be interesting. It really is. I think the best match will be, for the final week to keep an eye on, will be Chelsea and Nottingham Forest. And then let's just take a look here. Yeah, because keeping an eye on Villa. Yeah, it's going to be, it will be an interesting final week. But going back to it, Chelsea has a must-win for Friday. That's basically what we're looking at here. It's a must-win for them. For us, I know United, Amorim have been getting slacked off for not prioritizing Premier League games, despite the fact that we're at the bottom of the barrel right now. We're sitting in 16th. We're preparing for a European final, and we're trying to maintain healthy because, again, De Ligt got injured a couple of weeks ago. Euro got just hurt last Sunday. So we're trying to make sure that we're healthy going into next week. We have Diego Dallo that could potentially be coming back, Aiden Heaven. We have pieces that are coming back that we need for next Thursday or next Wednesday, sorry. So yes, maybe we need this. Maybe we need a little, but the important piece of this for Friday is rotation. Rotation is going to be the main key for Friday, because we want to make sure health. We want to make sure Bruno's good to go, Ahmad's good to go, Højlund is there. There's a little scare with a shoulder injury on Sunday. There's Saturday. There's Garnacho. We want to make sure he's healthy. Our back 3, because again, it's Shaw. Like if we really look at our back 3, we have Shaw, Mazraoui, and Lindelof, Maguire as well. Right now, that's our 4 for the back. So realistically, for this weekend, this Friday, I expect the squad to look stronger. Maybe, Fredrickson's there as well, and I just can't remember if Fredrickson's good to go. So that's the one thing I'm looking at. But for me, if I'm making predictions, and that's the thing, right? We have to look at rotation. And my concern is that we may have issues with it because, things can sometimes happen, and we've seen that. I know last game was a little off, but if I am starting someone, and I wouldn't risk it. If I'm starting some youth and then bringing on veterans to get their game time in. If I'm starting from the back, obviously I'm going with Onana. I'm typing mine out as I'm doing the list. My back three, I'm going to go with Lindelof, Maguire, because we have no other center back, and I'm going to go with Fredrickson. That's what I'm going to go with my back three. My middle, which can be a question mark. I feel like I'm going to go with Ahmad on the right. I'm going to go with Ugarte in the middle. I'm going to go have Bruno at the start. Bring on Casemiro for a couple minutes, and then Dorgu on the wing. And then my front two. No, I'm going to have to make a change. I'm going to say Maz. No, I'm going to go with Dorgu on the right. Sorry, I'm going to have to give some youth in. Harry Mas there. I'm going to go Ahmad, Garnacho, and then Hoyland. Yeah, that's what I'm going as. I don't know if I like that. But yeah, that's my back. Players that you're going to see get rotated on. You're going to see Shaw get a couple minutes. You're going to have to see Obi get in there. Mount as well. Manu as well, because you have to give them minutes, and then you have to get Casemiro in as well. You can't give so many players minutes just because of what's going on. And I know Casemiro didn't play last week, but you have to give him some minutes for rotation this week. So I feel like Casemiro will come off the bench, but he will start the final. Dorgu, again, with Hamas, and with Mazraoui too, sorry. I think Maz should get in there too, potentially for the rotation. I don't think we will. You might see Mazraoui start as one of the back three, but I kind of have to give youth in, but we have to get rotation in. So Obi might not. You could have Obi start too. This is a prediction nightmare for Friday. I'm sticking with what I did. Maybe. I'm not happy with it. I'm keeping it. Yeah, I'm keeping it. Keeping it. Yep, keeping it. Shit. But yeah, that's my lineup. Listen, it's hard to say because for me it's a mess. Because we're so focused on it, and I feel like everything that's been going on with the Slack, you have to give minutes to players. You have to. We need to be prepared. We can't just go in cold turkey until a final. I know fans are going to be like, well, you shouldn't be starting this, but we can't be raw. We can't have basically like almost 10 days from Sunday to next Wednesday. We can't have a player go cold. We need to have minutes. So I think that those pieces there, you have to start Amos and Fredrickson in this game and then get rotation in. You may even have to put Obi in as a starter just to get that rotation in health-wise, and the concern for Hoyland too. So you're going to have to see how things play out. But I think that's the way I'm taking a look at my squad today. That's my prediction for Friday. That's how I'm going to leave it. That's where it's going to be. That's my squad for Friday. Are we going to win? I don't know. Can we play upset? I hope so. but I know the focus right now is next Wednesday, and that's the key. And like I've mentioned in previous games before, like when we face Newcastle, when we face teams that are fighting for Champions League top 7, it's it's pretty big. Like they have, this is an important game for Chelsea. It's not so much an important game for us, to say the least. It's still a game. It's not like we're just going to ignore it and be like, no, we're just gonna just take it. It's not how that's gonna work out. But yes, that's what I'm predicting. Listen, they have a good squad, Chelsea. Um, they haven't been playing great, but to say that they haven't been playing great is calling the kettle black, because Manchester United has been blowing it up in the Premier League. So that's the key. That's the lookout right there. But right now it's hard to predict how this game is going to go. Listen, we have to show up no matter what. We can't be, ignoring what we have been, because again, it's been, to say disaster is probably a nice way of putting it. But we've been awful, to share the least. Like last episode, we just played like shit. Like we did nothing worked out well, our attack, but we can't go into this game looking slow. We can't. And again, with the final next week, we have to be mentally preparing ourselves for next week. We can't just be like, yeah, we're just going to skip this game. We have to show some fight in this game. There is something there. And we need to know what it is. We have to see mental toughness, awareness. We have to be patient with this game. So keep an eye out. So again, my final lineup, I'm going to keep it Onana, Lindelof, Maguire, Fredrickson in the back, Dorgu, Ugarte, Bruno, Amas, Ahmad, Garnacho, and Højlund up front. That's my thing. And you're going to see Shaw, Obi, Mount, Mainu, Casemiro, or Mazraoui. Some of them coming in to do rotation, to get ready, get minutes in. Mazraoui, he played a lot last game. Casemiro didn't. He needs to get minutes. Mainu did play. Mount, Shaw has to get some minutes, but Shaw got taken out early last game, but we have to be restricted on him too. So it's an important game, and it's healthy. And I know Tottenham are going through their health problems. So have we. It's a matter of being prepared. So depending on how the game's progressing, you might see a lot of rotations happen early. So keep an eye out. Yeah. So let's just take a look and see what may happen. So today is just focusing on Chelsea today. Listen, everyone knows what's been going on in the media. Ruben Amorim, listen, shout out to Ruben on what he did for those staff. I know Sir Jim, the staff, listen, I can keep going on and on like everyone else, talking about how cheap the owners are, the tickets, the stupid barbecue if we win. A barbecue. No parade. That's a joke. But, like Ruben stepping up, doing what he's doing. I know I saw a couple fake posts on Twitter today, and I had to check to see if they were real, of Cantona, Bruno, and Evra doing the same thing. No, that was fake. And it seemed like, because when I tried to go find the post, there was no post there. But yeah, that looked a little suspect. I know Bruno tried to do it last year for the FA Cup and got shot down, but there's been talks in at Ruben's press conferences, some of the stuff that he's been saying, I'm okay with. He knows what he's doing. We know we need to back him. I'm still in for him. We have to be patient. he's got a lot of pressure, especially with what's going on Friday and next week, and he knows, and it's to say the least. But summer transfers, listen, it's the same old players. The Lap news, he's coming here, he's not. Jonathan David's officially going to be a free transfer this summer, but will United go for him? Who else do we got? Cunha is still in talks, and Mbeumo and Sameo are there. Ederson's there. I know Talai is still in talks. There's a lot. It's the same guys. So, is there going to be funds for this? Yeah. Again, I'll look at it this. Wait for the remainder of the week. Wait till after Friday. Let's see what goes on. Gyökeres as well. Players that want to join United are waiting to see what happens after the Europa final. Will there be Champions League football for them? Teams that want to come to us want to play Champions League football. I know Cunha doesn't, so which is fine. Honestly, just go for David and Angel Gomez, people. Just bring them in. But it's, yeah. But yeah, I'll do that in another episode. But no, today was just Chelsea talking about the table, looking at what we're going to do. We have United have to play smart. They have to go on the attack. The key is what I would like United to see against Chelsea is put together a good transition, control with the ball, proper passes, a proper counter, just controlling everything. Don't being wild with the ball, being patient with everything. Like what sucked against West Ham was everything that I wanted, just, you just burnt it to the ground. They have to be patient. So if we can get a decent patient attack going and control the pace and get everything going, get themselves ready, especially when they're facing a team like Tottenham, again, we have to show up because, again, we're not playing a European club. Yes, we are, but we're not playing a non-English squad, a non-English team next week. We're playing Tottenham. We're playing a Premier League team. So we kind of got to make sure we're on our game. So we kind of have to take this game seriously on Friday. So we'll see. It's the pressure's on for both of us. Chelsea at a higher level than us because they need to win more. They need this win more than anything. We need this game to prepare us for next Wednesday. Sorry. So, yeah, I'm nervous. I just want to be healthy. That's the key. Rotation, health, get a good attack going, get something moving, make it look like we're capable of scoring or getting something in the net. That's what I like to see. I really would. So that's basically, yeah, that's my short little spew for today. But once again, my lineup, Onana, Lindelof, Maguire, Fredrickson in my back three, middle, Dorgu, Ugarte, Bruno Lamas, and Ahmad, Garnacho, and Højlund for that. So again, we'll see. It's just my prediction. We never know what's going to happen. So, but it's preparation for Bilbao. It's preparation to be healthy. It's preparation to get motivation. It's preparation for mental discipline. It's preparation for basically learning how to attack and score a damn goal. That's what it is. But yeah, let's lost the focus on this game, and then it's off to Bilbao after. So, so next episode I'll be back. I'll try to be back. Yeah, I'll be back Friday night, Canada time, which will be a very early Sunday morning, or very early Saturday morning for you guys, for depending on whoever's listening in the world. So we'll be back very late Friday night, recap, as well as, you know what, I'll talk summer transfers too. Just it's the end of the week, right? And then do another episode for Bilbao, the final, what to do, what we're going to expect. So, but that's it for tonight's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It seemed okay to me. But again, don't forget to follow on YouTube, Instagram, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and then following on social media, Instagram, X, and as well as TikTok. So have yourself a good night. I will see you guys Friday night, late Eastern Canada time, after the Chelsea match. A few hours after the Chelsea match, just recapping as well as trying to catch up on news of the week for summer transfers. So again, have a good night. I'll see you guys Friday. This is the Red Devils Corner Kick Podcast. Glory, glory, Man United.